You did good. Thank you. If I can have everyone's attention, I know that you're eating and finishing up. How important women are to all of us, but how important, especially they have been, and I'm an African American man, so I can only see that through that lens. How important women have been to black men.
Amen.
Without you, we would not be here. So thank you so much. All right, sisters, that's for you, right? So I grabbed this from Mrs. Lowery and I said, I just want to make sure that my name is on here, because when they said, you're going to get a drum major award, when I was like, really? Are you sure it's not the other black guy on scene? Who is? I mean, they're not giving it to Lester Holt, but they said Rev Al Sharpton. I was like, all right, but I am indeed honored. And I would never have thought in a million, anyone who tells you they deserve an award don't really deserve an award, right? I never would have thought in a million years that I would be standing here, a little black boy from Port Alton, Louisiana, whose ears were too big and teeth were too buck and big lips, and people used to make fun of me, that I would ever grow up to be not only on national television, but international television, 210 countries around the world, every single week. I never would have thought that. And I take that platform that I have very seriously, and I don't take myself too seriously, as you can see. But I would like to think that I'm a little bit in the rankings with Rev Al Sharpton, because I have a platform to give voice to the voiceless. And we respect that platform. I know that I do. And I just want to tell you, thank you. If you ever need me, it's so easy to get me. All you have to do is call CNN and say, I saw that boy at the SCLC, and he said to call, and trust me, they will get in touch with me. This is also to my mother who's not here, to my mother's still living, she's not here, to my grandmother who's watching from heaven, and to all the women who have ever met and had any influence over my life. This is in honor of them. Thank you very much.
First, to Mrs. Lowery and the women of SCLC, and to certainly all of our mentor and leader, Reverend Joseph Lowery.
Come on, do you?
I'm very honored tonight to even be a part of this. I grew up in the New York chapter of SCLC and Operation Breadbasket. And I watched as Mary Pat Hector, who's our youth director in National Action Network, got her award. I was a little younger than her when my mother brought me to Reverend Jones and put me in the movement. And I know for a fact, if it wasn't for women, there would have never been a movement. And it was the women that drove the movement, and it was the women that has been the backbone and foot soldiers of the movement. And when Mrs. Lowery offered this award, there would be no other place I would be, because these are the people that made it possible for all of us to do what we do. It is very easy to become self-intoxicated and to think that you have achieved something because of your own talent and your own brilliance. There have been talented people and brilliant people before us. They did not have the opportunities until some women hit the streets and turned this country around. So it is we that should be honoring you. I think as many, I sat with Lamel and looked over at Mark, and many of us that talk about what we're doing now and how hard it is. When you think about how difficult it was for those before us and what they did, we have it relatively easy. And if we, you know, when we, I see Tyrese out there, we just reenacted what Joe Lowery and John Lewis and others did a few weeks ago. If they could break down, Joe Lowery, Dr. King, Dr. Abernathy, Andy Young, could break down the walls of apartheid, could break down a nation that wouldn't allow us to vote, could go from the back of the bus to the White House, surely we can get one guy arrested in Florida for shooting somebody in cold blood. I mean, we shouldn't even have to disturb them. What all they did, we should be shamed if we can't bring in one guy that the whole world knows shouldn't have done what he did. So I am committed in my time and space to continue the tradition of great men and great women. I dedicate this award to my mother. I preached her funeral last Tuesday in Dothan, Alabama. And she said good things come from Dothan, and Joe Lowery said amen. Both of them come from Alabama. But she raised me to stand for something. And whether I'm on MSNBC, Black Radio, Black Pulpit, or standing somewhere by myself, I'm going to stand up for what she believed in me when nobody else did. A black woman told me to go ahead and be somebody. And I'm going to be somebody, and I don't need any other validation or co-signing. My mother already done that. Thank you, God bless.
I know what it takes to follow somebody like the brother who just left here from Alpha Phi Alpha, but I went to Spelman, so I'm not scared. Let me just say thank you to Mrs. Lowery for even thinking of me and Sam when I know you could have thought of so many other people. And thank you to Reverend Lowery, whom I have known since Karen and I were running around the AU Center. I am here to say, as humbled as I may be, that I expect to stand here because I am here to represent the investment of Atlanta, Georgia. This is the dividend that you receive for what you poured into me. So many years ago, as a native of Atlanta, my grandparents, W and Frank Jackson, taught me first how to have integrity and how to walk among kings and never lose the common touch, to never think that I should take low or be low. And there I was, full of energy and running through W.H. Carver Elementary School, and who should stop me, and I never forgot it because she was the most beautiful goddess walking the hallway, was Miss Christine King Ferris, who said, "Hey, be still, stop that running." I was like, oh God. And from that moment on, she has been with me my entire life, through high school, through Spelman College, and I am so happy to see and look on your face even now. Let me just say, Atlanta, the legacy of this place is strong, and when people like to talk about Atlanta being the Mecca, I'm not so sure that you really understand the depth of the history that's here. Because women like Mrs. Lowery and all of the, Miss Georgia Allen, my God, Mrs. Martin, the Dobbs, all of the people who were here stopped to look at us like Maya and Mary. We were your age, but they paid attention to us because it was expected that we should go out and do something. We were expected to be good. We were expected to succeed. And in a business that Sam and I are part of, which he wanted to be here, but he's shooting Quentin Tarantino's movie. It was our daughter's birthday Saturday, so he came in for that, and Quentin said he can't be off twice. So he's in New Orleans shooting a slave movie called Django with Jamie Foxx. You will all want him arrested and put him in the jail when you see it. But I'm just saying that to have a dream the way I had a dream was not the normal dream to have. We were expected to do civic work, we were expected to teach, we were expected to pull each person up by from, each one take one. That was what we were expected to do. So when I step out and I say, I'm going to New York to be an actress, everybody did ask me for the backup plan. So Spelman was the backup plan. Your investment in who I was and what I could do, which meant that I had to succeed at whatever it was great. I never forgot that. So everything that I have done, it was because Atlanta poured that into me. I stand here on your shoulders. I will continue to work and try to make you proud. Last year, Rev Al honored me. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you all. I love you all. I see my cousin Evelyn Bell sitting over there. My sister's here. My cousins are here. My new cousins with Sam are here. And a lot of my friends who grew up with me, Sandra, Muriel, a lot of people out there you know, are here with me. I carry you wherever I go. I am so proud to always say, no, I'm from Atlanta. Thank you.
To this event. Thank you. Martin Luther King III, I'm honored to have present with us tonight. You know, he could be many places, but he chose to come and be with us tonight. So I'm honored to have you with us. He represents a living legacy of his father and what he continues to represent through his works and his service. Won't you come and have a word of Martin Luther King III?
Good evening. This has been an extraordinary evening. And this day always is a challenging day for me and my family. For 44 years ago, around 6 o'clock, my father was killed, my aunt's brother, my mother's husband, my brother and sister's father. And I often say we lost a husband and a father, but maybe our nation gleaned a message and an understanding of a movement that continues to transform our nation and world's history. And so that's the way that I try to remember this tragic day. But also, this is, I forget how many years that the Drum Major Awards have been going on. 30, oh my goodness. But it is wonderful to, on this day, honor women and men who have made incredible contributions to our nation and some to our world. And so I'm just thankful to have the opportunity to have shared this experience, because all of us actually could have been somewhere else this evening. Some of us, or many of us, come often. But for whatever reason, God has chosen to have us all here this evening. And so I must thank Dr. Lowery, thank Mrs. Lowery, and Dr. Lowery for the phenomenal leadership that they continue to provide to our nation.